Hey, everybody. You might be curious what went down at Pax8 Beyond over in Berlin. The FOMO was real. LinkedIn was lighting up. There was a solid closing show. But don't worry, we're going to do a full on recap today so we won't miss out on anything. We're going to go through the top highlights because there was so much to go through. Like, this was definitely a highlight of my year to be able to attend this. We are also going to go through some of the interviews because we're really leading the industry in a ton of different areas. So we've got Microsoft keynotes, there was super ops keynotes, there was so much going on in really cool breakout sessions. Not to mention, we're going to dive into that women in tech in a little bit. Also, let's talk about the future of Beyond, because while we were in Berlin, what is going to happen this next year? I'm super excited to go through that. So let's get started.
AI, modern work, security.
We'll unravel it for you.
Hey, everybody. I am Kristen Fehrenbach, your Senior Director of Microsoft Go-to-Market here at Pax8. Thank you so much for joining. As you know, on Technically Unraveled, we cover modern work, cybersecurity, AI. Super excited to be here with you today. Now, I want to make sure we talk about this because while we do our show every single week here, you also have the game, and that's with Matt Lee and Dom Kirby. You also will have Pax8 Academy Live, and you've got Rex. You've got a ton of people that come on that show. So please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because there's so much content. You don't want to miss out on those. So usually this is where we bring in a guest, but it is me and you all day long because I got a ton of content. I'm so grateful that I got to attend the EMEA version of Beyond Berlin because there's a lot going on. So keynotes, highlights, all of that. But first, it was a long trip there. All right. When you travel for 32 hours, you get there, your bags are gone, you've got no clothes. You run to Zara very quickly. They'd try not to let you in because you only have 15 minutes. But I was able to secure one pair of pants and one sweater. So we rocked that for 3 full days. Oh, good. There it is in all of its glory. I even found a pair of shoes. So you're going to see a lot of photos of me in that outfit, but we're just going to push that one to the side because there was so much just really, really great content. This photo right here was from the Microsoft breakout session, and Ape and Simon from Pax8, they sat on stage, talked about how do you actually implement AI. They talked about how does Pax8 actually look at AI and Copilot, because we are fully provisioned with Copilot at Pax8, and what does it really take for partners to get that way? This session will forever stand out to me. Big shout out to Ape and Simon because this one was incredible. All right. We can't miss this one. I remember we walked in, I was with Haley, we walked across the street, and I found our studios team who actually makes this whole show happen. And so we had to get a picture. It was one of maybe 10 that I took the entire time I was there. But big shout out to the studios team because not only do they put on these shows for us every single week, they do so much behind the scenes. They were taking photos. All of the interviews that we're going to look into here in a little bit, this team actually took and produced all of it. So big shout out to this team here. Now, it's always a party at Pax8, right? Look at these faces. Not only did we have keynotes, breakout sessions, all of this fantastic content, we all got to really just spend a little bit of time together, have a beverage, hang out, had a ton of laughs. It was so great to see so many friends, faces. You get to see people that I've only seen on camera. We got to actually hang out with in person. So big shout out to everybody. Just had such a fantastic time. Everybody was so excited to be there. So awesome, awesome. I want to make sure that we really double click on this picture though, because this MSP Madman in the chat, you want to see Matt Lee's badge. Well, that's funny because Matt Lee does not have a single badge from any Beyond. I have them all because I am technically Matt Lee. So I was a Pax8 presenter. I grew out my big beard, talked all through cybersecurity. No, honestly, Matt Lee and I, we have a great time at these events, but I am the ultimate threat actor when it comes to it. So I look forward to all of you tuning into the game and really go in and just ask him where his badge is. Ask him to see it because he's got a few hanging behind him. I don't think he's going to be able to produce one that says his name from Beyond. So I look forward to you all asking him about that. Now, if you want to pull up that photo one more time, because there's something on, and we go back one more because we gave out some really cool swag and I'm really proud of these shirts. And I want to know, I've seen actually some of these out in the wild. So we handed out the shirts that I'm wearing. You might have realized these are the pants that I was holding in that first photo. It's fine. I was really committed to these. But the shirts are the ones that we were giving out in the booth. Thank goodness we were giving out shirts, right? But they said from Clippy to co-pilot empowering. So like just super excited as we go through our everything that we were doing as a Microsoft team, really focused on AI, co-pilot. How are we really getting partners into our guided growth tracks? So as you as partners probably already know, we have a ton of partners that are signed up for our cybersecurity guided growth track. We also have a guided growth track that's specific to Copilot. So if you've not checked that out, please go to Academy, go to our Microsoft Hub. It's a giant tile right there in the middle. Would love to see you going through some of that content. Now, Juan Fernandez and I have become, I dare to say, friends at this point. And he's come on Technically Unraveled before. So let's take a look at his clip real quick.
It's nice to see what Pax8 are up to, trying to get like further insight as to what's to come, get us prepared for the future and for our clients as well. So it's been a good experience so far.
I think for us as an MSP, we're always looking for those thought leadership events and, Pax8 being at the center of innovation, driving that forward. We're always wanting to be at the edge of what's coming, and we just thought this would be a great place to see what's happening, and it's been great.
What sets this event apart is that we do feel a good sense of community. We like the kind of networking opportunity over here with partners from all over the world. It's not just about selling things or pushing us to sell more. There's a lot of takeaways from here, from the breakout sessions, the learnings, the sharings. So that has been great.
I enjoy so far this conference very much. I get to meet a lot of people, the executives of Pax8, get to rub elbows with them, try to pick their mind and see where they want to get the direction of the company to. It's also a good opportunity to meet up with many vendors. Interacting with the vendors allow me to know more about the products and the solutions that they offer and see how we can adopt them and further grow our business.
What I absolutely love is the MSP community, so collaborative, and having conversations with businesses that are bigger than us and smaller than us, so be able to provide advice to them and then us take advice from other guys, and we learn off each other as well as the content, which has been exceptional.
FOMO, first of all, is the absolute head start on all the great content I've seen online from previous bonds over in the States. I attend a lot of industry events, in particular Pax8 events, masterclasses, mission briefings, so there was no way I was going to miss the opportunity to see the level of content that Beyond offered.
Pax8 is a wonderful community. The ongoing innovations that Pax8 is coming up with, it's really leading edge and really taking into account what MSPs need going forward. Even when MSPs don't really realise what they need going forward, Pax8 is always that step ahead, leading the way.
And I look forward to our dance off in Berlin.
Oh, are we doing a dance off? Is that what we just started? Oh no.
Oh gosh.
I better get my
Good. I look
shuffle
forward
step
to it.
lined up.
Yep, mine's not great, so I'll work on mine in the meantime. But I will definitely be talking to you more before we get there, Juan. So thank you so much. Man, just watching these videos reminds me of how incredible this event was. So you hear from all these MSPs, right? We're hearing from vendors, we're hearing from MSPs, different perspectives, right? And throughout it, it's just so interesting to hear how the event was received. And so overall, I know we're going to continue to kind of go through, different people, their thoughts, their feelings of the event. But something that really, really stood out to me was just how intimate this whole thing felt. And that sounds so silly. We had over 500 different partners there. There were so many vendors. How can something at that size feel intimate? But I think at the same time, everybody was just so kind and gracious. They walked around, were shaking hands. People would kind of dive off, maybe, into a room, have a quick private meeting, but then they would come back, join the groups. It was so incredible. And then you saw Juan and I talking about our dance off. Now, while thank goodness it was not on stage, we did get to have our dance off during Fat Boy Slim. Now, this photo, it's funny, you can still see Haley. She's a little blurry in the background. She doesn't stop dancing once she starts. It was such an after party that it was funny. A few of the vendors that I've talked to afterwards, they were like, man, we had to head home early and we missed it. And I was like, you did all this work all week? You did how many demos? And you missed the party? Bart, you're not going to miss it next year. I know, but big shout out to Juan. Thank you for our dance off. I had such a blast. And Fatboy Slim knocked it out of the park. I think we all, once we heard who it was, when they said it on stage, I think we were all super, super jazzed about it. But man, exceed expectations. I think we all just had an absolute time of our lives. Now, we started out Beyond Berlin with a bang. And it's super interesting because sometimes people say, do we really need to have this conversation about women in tech? Like, aren't we past that? But I think the fact of it is that it's still a really relevant conversation. And you will see these incredible women that were up on the stage. The panelists included Becky, Haley McSpirit. You had Michelle Curtis from Microsoft, and you had Dr. Julia Fehrenbach. She's the CEO of Hacker School, an incredible nonprofit who was honestly hilarious. These ladies not only talked about some really hard topics, but they brought a unique perspective to the room. And you can see this room is packed. And it's not women only in this room supporting other women, which was something that was incredible to see. All kinds of people are in this room. You had John Street join us. You had Matt Lee dipping in and out. We see him here in a moment, I'm sure, somewhere. But the amount of support and allies in this room was incredible. So let's just take a moment. We'll let the rest of this video roll. Awesome. That whole session is definitely one of the highlights for me. So big thank you to our moderator. That she did such a fantastic job. I want to make sure that we definitely call all of the different panelists because everybody brought just such a unique perspective. So Michelle, thank you for being the host. And then all of the ladies that sat up on that stage, big thank you for having that conversation and really just opening up with the crowd. Big shout out to everybody that was there and is willing to hear and learn more about how do we create an equal workplace. So moving on, because Beyond Denver caused quite a bit of FOMO, right? It's a long way for some partners to travel, but we did catch up with Vicki Harper, and she's with IT Desk. Let's roll her video.
It's our first time at Beyond. We've never gone to Denver, and we wanted to get a bit more of an insight into what else we could expect from Pax8, what's coming in the future, and we've seen all the footage from the others, and I'm like, I'm not missing out on this one. What I wanted to get out of it was to learn more, understand the selling and buying process a little bit more, and network with other MSPs to see what they were doing. Is there any pointers that what we can do? And so far it's come to fruition, and it's just stapled everything that we already do and what we're already doing. So it's enhanced that and made me feel a lot more confident knowing that I'm on the right trajectory. So everything that we're implementing in the marketing team is what Pax8 is telling us to do. The relationship with Pax8, they're like friends now. We speak to them quite often. We've got a Teams chat going so we can get answers to questions straight away, and the amount of support is just absolutely fantastic. And to meet people while we've been here in person as well, again, it cements that friendship and that partnership.
Big thank you, Vicki, for sitting down with our team and just kind of talking about your business all up. And then I think it makes sense on why you other partners, if you've not attended a Beyond before, it's definitely worth it because the community, the innovation, education, all coming together under those three pillars is incredible. It's a huge value to you as partners. And us as Pax8, we love to be able to meet you in person. So want to make sure we're covering as much as we can because there was a ton of content. I feel like I was running from session to session, but Oliver Gertler, he is the GM of Microsoft's SMC business at Microsoft. I said Pax8. I'm like, everybody's at Pax8, right? No, Oliver's at Microsoft. And he led an incredible keynote session for us talking about AI transformation all up. I definitely had to get that photo afterwards. You can see the same pants, I know, but Oliver was absolutely incredible, highly engaging. So let's take a look at his interview.
The big opportunity small and medium businesses have today is the adoption of AI. It's a technology which is available for everyone. It doesn't depend on your ability to invest billions. You can use it from the cloud. But it's not only about technology being available, you need an enabler. We value the partnership with Pax8 so much because you're a fantastic enabler for the resellers, and thus you're enabling small and medium businesses to leverage the benefits of AI, become more competitive based on a fantastic and very solid security layer. Security was never more important than today. Yeah, we see sophistication of attacks accelerating. We see the scale and the speed of the cyber criminals. And so, as Microsoft, we are offering an open platform. But in products like Office Premium with Defender or Office 365 E5, we have built-in security. Reseller advisory. How do I transform from my legacy security landscape towards an AI-ready security? And Pax8 is offering a holistic advisory across all Microsoft security layers, from multi-factor authentication to Sentinel to compliance and privacy in E5. And thus you are offering a step-by-step approach how a customer can grow with Pax8 advisory and what the resellers are doing towards what's required in the future. So for some people, they really love the speed of innovation. For others, it's overwhelming. And we as Microsoft, we want to shape the future in the context of AI. And so we need partners who are able to keep up with the pace of innovation. And that's why we have the close collaboration between Pax8 and Microsoft in the background on our newest technology advancements. But then we need scalable offers for resellers, for SMBs, on how they can learn how to secure the foundation from security data protection and to realizing the benefits of AI. Building on some of the investments we as Microsoft offer resellers and SMBs, those make it such an easy to consume package. And so the SMBs don't need to discover it by their own step by step. But we have, based on all the learnings Pax8 and Microsoft have, we have a predefined process and structure how to support customers. What I love about Beyond is it's a fantastic combination of pioneering innovation and community exchange. It's never been more important to learn fast. And of course, Pax8 is doing a great job offering education, learning, skilling, and what you need to know. But it really comes to life when you need other resellers in the community on what's working, what's not working. Sometimes it really takes this reality check, and this is happening right here. So for each attendee, it's an acceleration of learnings and insights, and that's simply fantastic to be able to observe.
Well, big thank you to Oliver for one, leading a killer keynote session, but then sitting down with our studios team to really just talk about how does AI revolutionize small, medium businesses, because it is coming. It's here. We've got Copilot. There's so much talk of AI right now and how it's going to transform the landscape. And I want to make sure that all of you as partners have that support, understand where we're all going together. So big thank you to Oliver. I think that really hit on some major key points there. Now, it might, be a little crazy to say that it was an incredible event, absolutely blew people's expectations out of the water. So I want to say a big thank you to the events team, the EMEA team, partners, vendors. They all made it a success, because it's going to be shocking. It was not just Microsoft at Beyond Berlin. So let's take a look at the slideshow. Man, you can just tell how much time, how many people's hours went into producing this event. So thank you to all of the partners that showed up. You came and we had some really thoughtful conversations. I know I exchanged information with a ton of people at our Microsoft booth, just walking around. Hey, what are you doing about this? Have you heard? Have you met this person? So many connections were made. And I want to give a big shout out to obviously Jim Bodell, who puts these on, Henry Snaza, Morgan Johnson. I know there's so many people behind the scenes that make these events happen. So big thank you to the Pax8 team as well. That being said, the energy was second to none. I don't know how we are going to do it, but they have said that the next one in this region is going to be bigger and better. Let's take a look.
Welcome to Amsterdam, a city known for its rich history, stunning architecture, and innovative spirit. Home to picturesque canals, world-renowned museums, and a thriving tech scene, Amsterdam is a hub for global connection and forward thinking. And there's no better place to host Pax8 Beyond than right here in Amsterdam.
We heard Beyond 2025 EMEA is held in Amsterdam. We'll be there.
I'll be in Amsterdam.
This event brings together the best minds in the tech industry to explore the latest in cloud technology, IT services, and innovative business solutions.
Beyond 2025 in EMEA will be in Amsterdam, and I have already registered and I've already got my ticket.
From deep dive workshops and interactive panels to exclusive product announcements and networking with industry leaders, Pax8 Beyond in Amsterdam is where big ideas meet practical solutions.
What a great way to see another part of the world and learn from peers all around the globe.
Beyond 2025 in Amsterdam, and I already booked.
Be sure to register your spot for Pax8 Beyond in Amsterdam.
I heard that it's going to be great, and we signing up for that.
Taking place from the 5th of October to the 7th of October, 2025. Join us to connect, learn, and lead the future of cloud technology. Secure your place today.
Amsterdam? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, I am so excited. So many people have registered just during the event itself. So if you are interested in going, one, we've got Denver coming up. We are already having meetings about this, might I say. So Denver's coming, but then Amsterdam next year. So please make sure you get those tickets ahead of time. Let's go ahead and get you locked in at that low price. Would love to see you there. Now, while this was great, I know that it's super important that as you as partners go through, you're building your business, we're making all these connections, but I want to make sure that we're really landing the aspect of community at these events is incredible. The amount of connections, not only are you learning from our technical tracks, all of that, you are able to actually sit in these rooms, meet other partners that either have a similar business to you, maybe a business that you're aspiring to grow to, but you're able to really just immerse yourself into the partner community. So highly recommend you join. Would love to see you all there. And before we get to our co-pilot tip of the week, you might not know this, but something just launched recently. So I know that we have had Patham on this show before. Big shout out. He does everything TSI here at Pax8, but M365 Copilot, there is now a SKU for nonprofits at a discounted rate. So if you are looking at AI, you're looking at Copilot, and you're specifically in that nonprofit sector, please make sure that you reach out to your account team. They would love to have a conversation with you about it. But let's check out our Copilot tip of the week.
Copilot has almost an endless capability of changing individual performance, but also company performance. But it all depends on your capability to leverage the right prompts, to write the right prompts, and to be curious and creative on what's possible. To share some examples, For me personally, it starts with very simple basics. As I return from this business trip and looking at my full inbox, there's one prompt. Please prioritize my inbox and generate a draft for the most important mails to reply to fast. And I got it, and I have it better than I would be able to do it. We see massive success like from prompts like, hey, please, can you look at this email I'm going to send to a customer? But ensure that the likelihood for pipeline conversion increases. It regenerates the text. And then leveraging Copilot as a coach. One of the prompts which is really working well is, hey, based on all my emails and chats, tell me what am I doing great as a leader and where do I need to improve? And this is amazing because usually you need to first invest a lot in getting the trainings, and now I have it as part of Copilot, surprisingly. Second is, I have a coach I can ask every minute about am I doing right or can I improve? And so having this person, not only a personal assistant, but also a personal coach, I think it, for me, was a fantastic example on stay curious on what is possible. And beyond, say, the basics, which is productivity increases, time savings. Use it.
Big thank you, Oliver. I feel like you were my co-host this week, but super thankful for everything that went into Beyond, and big thank you to all of the Microsoft Direct people that were able to attend and have really meaningful conversations with our partners. Now, we've flown through the segment, but let's talk through next week. Next week, David is going to be meeting with Anoop. They're going to talk about demystifying the Fed, the income, the effects of AI. So please make sure that you tune in live this next Thursday. With that, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.